Hello and welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa. This is World News with me, Christiana Babayo. Before we begin, here are the headlines. Tragedy at Ghana military recruitment, 6 dead, dozen injured in crowd crush. AFDB invests $211 million to transform agriculture and create jobs in eastern Angola. University of KwaZulu-Natal unveils advanced manufacturing facility and aerospace research hub. And now the news in full. At least 6 people have died and 22 others were injured, 5 critically, during a chaotic crowd crush at a military recruitment event at El Wak Stadium in Accra, Ghana on Wednesday. The Ghana Armed Forces said the tragedy was caused by an unexpected surge of applicants who breached security protocols and rushed the gates, overwhelming officials. Thousands had gathered for the event amid high youth unemployment, which stands at about 32%, intensifying the pressure for military jobs. Captain Veronica Adzo-Arin, the Army spokesperson, confirmed the crush occurred before the event scheduled at 6:20 GMT. The recruitment deadline had been extended by a week to accommodate applicants who faced earlier difficulties, contributing to the unusually large turnout. On the same day, 5 people were injured in a similar crowd incident at a recruitment session in Kumasi, according to regional official Dr. Frank Amao Kenene. Ghana's President John Mahama visited the injured in the afternoon. Captain Ayin confirmed that an official investigation will be launched to determine the circumstances behind the deadly crush as authorities work to prevent such incidents in future recruitment drives. The Africa Development Bank AFDB has approved a $211.4 million financing package to boost agricultural production and create thousands of jobs in eastern Angola, aiming to turn the region into a major food hub for Angola and neighboring countries. The Eastern Region Agricultural Value Chain Development Project will generate 7,500 direct jobs, with at least half reserved for women and 1/3 for youth, and benefits 1.2 million people across 6 provinces: Lunda Norte, Lunda Sur, Moxico, Moxico Leste, Cuando, and Cubango. The funding includes $190.4 million from AFDB, $20 million from the Rome Process Matei Plan, and a $1 million grant from the Transition Support Facility, with the government of Angola providing $100 million in parallel support. The 5-year project focuses on 3 key areas: boosting agricultural output through climate-resilient seeds, rehabilitation of 2,500 hectares of irrigation systems, and developing 150,000 hectares of new farmland. 3,000 farmer field schools will train smallholder farmers in modern techniques. Infrastructure and market access, including rehabilitation of 400 kilometers of feeder roads and 6 agribusiness centers to promote value addition and entrepreneurship. Youth and women empowerment, with mechanization centers serving 900,000 farmers, half of them women, and a fertilizer program delivering 360,000 metric tons to increase productivity. Pietro Toigo, AFDB country manager for Angola, said the project leverages the Lobito Corridor Economic Zone, turning infrastructure into a catalyst for regional food production, processing, and trade. The University of KwaZulu-Natal, UKZN, has officially launched its Advanced Manufacturing Facility (AMF) and new offices to the Aerospace Systems Research Institute, a move set to strengthen South Africa's aerospace engineering capabilities. The opening will be officiated by Dr. Lungisi Sele, Director General of Science and Technology and Innovation. ASRI, which began in 2009 as the Aerospace Systems Research Group, and it became a full institute within UKZN's School of Engineering in 2022, aims to emerge as a global center of excellence in aerospace propulsion research. Its mission is to support South Africa's space engineering sector while developing skilled professionals in aerospace propulsion engineering. The newly commissioned Advanced Manufacturing Facility enables ASRI engineers to produce cut-edge aerospace components locally, eliminating the need for outsourced manufacturing and marking a major milestone in domesticizing aerospace production. The institute's new offices include a boardroom with teleconferencing, a meeting room for smaller gatherings, and an advanced computing facility for simulations designed to enhance productivity and foster collaboration among staff and students. Ukraine faced a massive overnight assault as Russia launched 430 drones and 18 missiles targeting Kyiv and other areas, leaving at least 4 dead and dozens injured, including children. President Volodymyr Zelensky described the strikes as deliberately calculated to inflict maximum damage on civilians and critical infrastructure. Kyiv's military administration head Tymoshenko confirmed that almost every district of the capital was hit. Zelensky called on the international community to impose stricter sanctions, warning that Russia continues to generate revenue from oil and finance its military operations. He also stressed the urgent need for enhanced air defense systems and interceptor missiles, appealing to the EU and the US for support. Zelensky revealed that the Ukraine had long used Neptune missiles against Russian targets, describing it as a just response to the aggression. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called for urgent measures to prevent Sudan's Rapid Support Forces (RSF) from acquiring more weapons, describing their actions as atrocities against women, children, and innocent civilians. The remarks came during a G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada, marking Washington's strongest statement yet on the ongoing civil war in Sudan. The U.S. has been pushing for a ceasefire between Sudan's armed forces and the RSF, but progress has been hampered by disagreements, including SAF's objection to the involvement of the United Arab Emirates, which has been accused of supporting the RSF. The RSF only agreed to a proposed truce in September after its violent takeover of El Fasher, while the SAF has accused the paramilitary group of violating the ceasefire multiple times. The U.S. warning underscores growing international concern over Sudan's escalating conflict and humanitarian crisis as both sides continue to vie for control. Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan has named longtime ally and former Finance Minister Mwigulu Nchemba as the country's new prime minister, days after the disputed October 29th elections triggered deadly unrest. Parliament confirmed Nchemba as a near unanimous vote, reflecting the ruling party's strong parliamentary dominance following Hassan's declaration as landslide winner. Nchemba, a seasoned politician who also served under former President John Magufuli, pledged to support the government's infrastructure initiatives and a projected 6% economic growth this year. Rights groups and opposition leaders alleged that hundreds of protesters were killed during post-election clashes. The government has dismissed the opposition's reported death toll of over 1,000 as exaggerated and has yet to provide its own figures. Critics continue to accuse Hassan's administration of election irregularities and suppression of dissent, claims the president rejects, defending the credibility of the poll and her human rights record. Nchemba's appointment signals the administration's intent to maintain stability and continue as Tanzania navigates its post-election challenges. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history officially ended Wednesday after the House approved a Senate-passed funding package and President Donald Trump signed it into law. Federal agencies reopened Thursday as furloughed employees began returning to work and normal operations resumed. The legislation extends funding for most agencies until January 30th, 2026, while 3 other bills provide funding for remaining government functions through September 2026. The Senate approved the package on Monday with bipartisan support, joined by 7 Democrats and 1 independent. 6 House Democrats later crossed party lines to join in favor. The 6-week shutdown left thousands of federal employees without pay, disrupted air travel, and threatened access to food benefits for millions of Americans. Back pay for some federal workers will begin as early as Sunday, with others receiving payments by November 19th, according to the White House Budget Office. Senior U.S. military officials on Wednesday presented President Donald Trump with updated options for potential operations in Venezuela, including the possibility of strikes on land, multiple sources familiar with the White House briefings told reporters. The briefing was delivered by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane, and other senior officials. While options were discussed, no final decisions has been made, according to 2 sources who spoke to CBS News. The U.S. intelligence community contributed information to help shape the potential operations. Key officials were absent from the discussions. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard was returning from an overseas trip, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio was attending a G7 foreign ministers meeting in Canada. Neither the White House nor the Pentagon immediately commented on the briefings, leaving details of the proposed military options under wraps. And that's all we have on World News on the Papyrus TV Africa. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.